Hi, it's Justina here from Flight of the Phoenix Holistic Therapy. Welcome to Holistic Healing Conversations, where we explore different ways and modalities to heal trauma, to reconnect you with your body, and to regulate your nervous system. Healing is a journey, it's a process. There is no one size fits all approach. That is why I created this podcast to introduce amazing professionals with their unique tools and perspectives to help you find what works for you. It is my hope that together we will uncover ways to support your healing journey and your emotional well being. Hi, today we're speaking with Negin Shaygan, a founder of Inner Diamondz, holistic mindset coach, and art therapist. Negin combines both art therapy and coaching to support women in uncovering their authentic self through the means of creativity. I personally love this topic because both art and dancing and any form of self expression were a huge part of my healing journey. I'm really looking forward to the insights from this conversation. Hi, Nagin. Thank you so much for joining me to this Holistic Healing Conversation podcast. I'm really honored to have you here. And really, I invited you because I love your energy. I love your flow and I experience your classes. I done your art therapy classes on Mondays in Soul Agenda Yoga and Pilates. I experience your expressive dance workshop, and I think you have another workshop coming out, which you can talk about later if you like or not. But yeah, I just really like your natural flow and that creativity and inspiration that flows from your classes. I always feel very connected and peaceful. And yeah, I just love that energy. So that's why you're here. That's why I want
Thank
to
you
learn
so
and I want to
Thank you
know more.
so much. Thank you
Yes.
so much for all beautiful words, and thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here and being able to have this beautiful conversation with you. And I'm so glad that I could be one of your guests in your podcast and have this beautiful conversation. So thank
Yeah.
you for.
I'm looking forward to it. So let's start with your story, I guess, and the insight breakthroughs and why you do what you do.
Hmm. Well, I always find it a bit difficult to go through my story because I'm one of those people that have multiple stories. And I'm like, when it's like, what is your story? I'm like, which one do you want me to share?
The most
But
profound one.
yeah. But let's go back to my story of like how I decided to be an expressive art therapist and how my journey brought me to this. So I born and raised in Iran. I'm Persian in background, and growing up, we had a lot of limitation around women expressing themselves, and we had lots of rules around girls and women expressing themselves. Me as a young girl, I loved dancing, singing, all types of art. So I was an expressive being. Like I was just going around performing, dancing for everyone. And I was like the most happiest of myself, and I was doing it. But gradually, as I was growing up, I also needed to conform to lots of this cultural conditioning and limitation and rules and everything. So, and given the fact that I had like always wanted to be the best, I had this perfectionist mindset growing in me as well that I need to be a strong woman. I need to take care of myself. I have to be this way and that way. So I decided to study one of the most difficult majors in university, which is electrical engineering.
Wow.
And I grew up. So from a girl who was super creative and in art world and wanted to be an artist, gradually I hid myself to become an engineer and have a perfect lifestyle. And one of my biggest and most important wake up calls that came for me was when I was in a very young age, 20, 28, 9 years old, and I got diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And to that time, I knew about personal development and self-awareness courses, like I've done a couple of them, but it was such a big shock to me that why in this age I have to face something like this, and I might which I lost actually, but at that time I was thinking why I need to lose a part of my body. And
Mm.
in that time, it opened a path for me to go and explore more like body-mind connection, how our emotions and our expressions can impact our physical health, and why like we go through all these like, it's just moments without knowing what is happening within inner world. And then I wanted to explore that more. Long story short, yes, I had to remove my thyroid and go through treatments and everything to make sure that not any part of my body has been having any problem. But after all these experiences and when I moved to Australia, in my mind, I was thinking, okay, so it's my upbringing and everything. I suppressed myself. I didn't express my emotions enough. So that happened to me. And then when I came to Australia now, so Australia, a new culture and new people. But then I could see the same patterns about not expressing ourselves, not expressing our true selves, emotionally bypassing things, not speaking our truth. Like, and I could see it everywhere. I could see it within women mainly a lot. And I could see it in another country, which in my mind I was thinking, oh no, my country, my upbringing put me. Then I realized it is not, yes, culture and everything
Mm.
plays an important role, but these patterns are mutual. So if we don't express ourselves fully in our authentic way, we will set ourselves for failure. Our body can hold to amount of stress and suppression and the energy that we suppress to some level. And in some level after that, it will say, ah, I'm not going to do that. I'll stop. And now you need to pay attention to me when I don't come with you anymore.
Yeah, that was pretty big wake up call though, right?
Yeah, yeah. So as a result of that, I continued studying my holistic coaching. I'm a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner as well, but I wanted something with expression, something that can be like art that doesn't have rules. It's like expression is beautiful and unique. So then I decided to study art therapy, and I mixed all my knowledge and an awareness, and first thing helped me so much with my life and my transformation. And I wanted to create that for anyone else as well. So that's how it just started.
Wow,
As short as I could say it.
that's amazing. I love that saying that you say on the classes. What is it? It's about progress, not perfection. How do you say it?
Let's focus on being present, not perfect.
Yeah, I love that saying. It's just amazing. And you're totally right about like a throat chakra and speaking and expressing and that closure, that suppression
Yes.
can be really impactful on our health and,
Yeah.
and show physically, yeah. But
Yeah.
tell me, how expressive art can help individuals to create more joyful and soulful life?
Yeah. That's a very beautiful question. So as human beings, we all have this creative energy, this creative flow within ourselves. And this creative energy, for me, for you, for every other person, is different.
Mm.
So, through expressive art, we can guide individuals to tap into this unique creative energy that they have. And then they can transmute that creative energy to something outside of themselves. So, in that way, when there is this flow of energy happening from our soul's signature, we can create the joy and the beauty and the alive, the feeling of I'm alive. So I can create. And this creation doesn't come from a mind that tells me, do this or do that, this is right, this is wrong. It comes from an inner knowing, which is my soul wanting to be expressed.
Yeah.
So that's why I say express in true expressive art, we allow our soul's unique signature to come out and to express the way that we want, the way that it wants to, which is unique to us.
Mm.
So that's how it comes.
Great answer. And then what changes have you seen in individuals that allows themselves to express freely, creatively, by dancing, by movement, by art?
Hmm. It's been very beautiful. Like the journeys that I witnessed is so fascinating because I've witnessed from like simple things as if like I'm like a child. I
Mm,
can sit with myself and just enjoy the moment without um, having an expectation or anything. I'm just present. I'm present and I can be free and I feel like I'm the happiest in this moment. From simple things like this through to breaking limiting beliefs, which is something that we all put upon ourselves during our lives through our growth period and everything. So I've noticed that when my clients practice expressive art, these internal conversations that it somehow um, went to the deeper layers of us, it can be opened up and then they can peel off the layers and seeing that, okay, why am I doing this behavior? Why I'm in this pattern of judgment? Why I'm in this pattern of not seeing my worth? And as they go through this, they can unpack the layers and then they can see the truest version of themselves, the most authentic version of themselves. And coming out of like, as I said, like limitation and limiting beliefs is very interesting that because ultimately the goal, I think, for all of us is to be able to be the most authentic version of ourselves and create a life that is aligned with our gifts, our energy, and our soul. So the more they can express themselves through expressive art, these layers of resistance and heaviness and disconnection from being a present being
mm.
becomes less and less. And then their intuition becomes more activated. They can be more creative. The ideas coming into them, oh, I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden, it's just like life is back to their eyes and what they want to do in this lifetime.
Yeah, that's amazing. Good answer again. Now, tell me, in your view, why does our body hold on to emotions and how expressive art can become this gentle pathway to release?
This is a very good question, and it's also a very like it can be a very detailed question because we need to go through how our body keeps the score, which is a great book. The Body Keeps the Score. If anyone wants to read that, it's such a beautiful book to read, and also works from Peter Levin. Levin.
Yeah, people
He's
have been
done
talking tiger, yeah.
yes, he's
Yeah.
done a lot of beautiful works about how like why and how emotions get stored in the body.
Mm,
Um, the way I want to simplify it is that when we go through our development period as children and we grow up through different experiences, our nervous system creates different neural pathways. So these neural pathways not necessarily sometimes might grow in a way that they should because we go through different life experiences and traumas, let's say emotions that we have, and it somehow disturbs those neural pathways for us. And as we go through learning about ourselves and our traumas and what happened during our lifetimes, the more we allow those energies and everything that we stored in the body be expressed, the
mm,
more we can like feel more freedom. But through expressive art, what happens is that when we exploring and imagine an experience that we had through our childhood, when we go through expressive art is like we allow our nervous system and our mind to see things through different lens and
mm,
then rewire these neural pathways again through creation, through expression, because expression means that there is an energy flowing within you and then you can transmute it to another form and allow it to be expressed, right? So when we allow it to be expressed, we automatically allow these neural pathways to form again. But if we don't allow it to be expressed, which is like what happens in our body when we hit the trigger point where we're like, oh, I'm not going to look at it anymore. So we hold it there. So there's not going to be any growth after that. I hope I could answer this question.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're actually on the last question, which is what simple practices could listeners and viewers try at home to connect with their creative side?
Mm. There's a lot of things. It's just a matter if you make the effort, right? Like one of the most important things I always tell my clients is just create a creative corner for yourself.
Mm.
And make it simple. You can make it look very beautiful and exciting. Put some fairy lights there. Put your sound instruments if you have some. Put your art materials, and just like make it as beautiful as you want, or just start with a simple area. Like just put your favorite books,
Yeah.
put your notebook and journal, like light a candle and make that area your creative corner. That like when you wake up every morning, you're just, okay, I'm gonna sit in my creative corner and just write. Or I'm gonna sit and do a bit of artwork, or I'm gonna dance, that is just that creates an anchor for us to look forward to do a creative work. So that's one thing that I always say. Or simple thing that I always suggest is expressive dance. It's not like just say like, oh, dance perfectly. You can put a song that you really like and just close your eyes and start to feel your body internally, like deeply. Just be present, use your senses, and then allow your body to move through that music without any judgment, without a mind telling you, move your hand like this. Oh my God, you look at it. It's just not the mind, it's the
Yeah,
wisdom of the body. And that, like, especially in the morning, it helps me a lot to come back to myself, to just let go of the busy mind. So for many people, meditation does that. But
yeah.
I found out about me that like expressive dance does that. And that's why I always suggest to my clients, yes, meditation is beautiful. All the morning rituals and everything everyone suggests beautiful, but it becomes our responsibility to go find out what works for us.
Totally, yeah.
So another simple process that would help a lot with emotional regulation and tapping into creativity. Have art material, have colorful pens and pencils on your desk. And whenever you feel like you're overwhelmed or you feel like there's an emotion that is very present for you, just grab your pen. It can be even one color. Just doodle, go around, create shapes, create dots, write some words, connect these together. You would see that it makes a difference. It
Mm.
will make a difference because it creates that expression and that moment of stillness with yourself and not a judging mind. So these are the three simple things that comes to my mind. But obviously, there are a lot of things we can do and explore.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the dancing, expressive dancing became a one of the tools in my toolbox, basically. So yes, I love dancing, and I know on your workshops we done initially like blindfold dancing.
Yes.
I loved it because, yeah, there was like no judgment. I felt so free.
Mm,
And I didn't care. So I do occasionally dance at home when nobody's watching to kind of release the energy that is stagnant and kind of, move through things and
yes.
change my energy even because sometimes I might be sluggish, like at this time, 4 p.m., let's say, it's just like I'm gone, I don't feel very elevated. And then I dance and then I feel something, it's,
Yeah, that's very beautiful. And thank you for sharing it with me because it makes me so happy. It makes my heart so full that like it's something that you can practice and it brings
yeah.
this energy for you. And that's amazing. And that's what I want mostly my ladies to find that all resources there like are within us. And it's just a matter of how we can touch them and how we can go deeper within ourselves. And ultimately, like I'll tell this to my business owner ladies, that is like we say a dance when no one is watching, right? Say,
Mm.
ah, yeah, it's good. It's good when like it's blindfolded and no one is watching. But ultimately, especially as business owners, we
Yeah.
want to put ourselves out there in our most authentic way, right? So
Yeah.
even expressive dance in our most authentic way is a practice of putting ourselves out there and not being scared of judgment of others, because it's like it's okay, I move my own way and it brings me joy, so why do I need to care of if someone judges me? So
Yeah.
that's also another way of looking at expressive art, that is like we want to practice it to the way that there's nothing can stop us from being who we are and what we want to bring into this world.
Yeah, you one day might see me on Instagram, with the video dancing or something or singing. Can you imagine? Because I actually learned that, well, I knew it, but like my medium was always words, and I express myself through words, but
Yeah.
some emotions can't be named by
Yeah.
words verbally. So, drawing, singing, dancing is just releases that stuff. I don't even know how to call it.
Yeah. That's so it's actually very true, and I'm glad you mentioned about it, because one of the main reasons that I decided to study art therapy was this, that words for me also weren't doing what I wanted to do. And then I was thinking in my coaching um, programs and everything. And I was just like, what if someone cannot bring what they feel into the words, which is for everyone is different. Someone can bring words for to the emotion when some people can't. And then I was like, oh, but if I mix art and psychology, and maybe then I can create. And then at that time, I searched for art therapy and I didn't know it exists, right? And then it came up and I got like this full body
Oh,
goosebumps. And
tons.
I just
Yeah.
like, I was like, oh my God, I want to do that because I know that is so important. I always, you might have heard this, I say it in workshops as well, that before children speak, they sing. As soon as they learn to walk, they dance.
Mm,
Before they write, they paint. So art is the foundation of expression and communication. But
mm.
obviously, when we grow up and become adults, we as human beings created another symbology called language to be able to communicate. But underneath that, we are all those little artists that communicate through expressions.
Yeah, that brings me actually to another question. Do you think we all have creative energy? Do you think
Of
we all
course.
have it? Yeah.
Yes, we all have creative energy. We are creating in every moment.
Mm,
We all have this ability to create. Our creativity form can be different.
mm,
My creativity can come through dancing and creating artwork and creating my coaching programs and creating like expressive art workshops and everything. Someone else's creativity might come through creating a beautiful architecture for a building. Someone else's creativity can come through cooking. The
mm,
other person can be through creating huge, like mechanical machinery somewhere. Creative energy is creative energy.
mm.
Yes, art is a form of expression. It comes, we know it as art, but creative energy is the energy that comes to fruition and expression and creates something from an internal world to an external world.
Mm. Awesome. Wow. Is there anything else you would like to share? Uh, with our listeners, viewers, and all. Final words. Maybe you want to talk about your workshop that is upcoming, or maybe yeah, just sharing your contact details, which will be in the description box of this podcast.
Okay, thank you. What I want to share is that I offer my work mainly online and also in person, but mainly online at the moment. And I can have like one-on-one sessions and also expressive art programs that would combine my knowledge with coaching and everything. Um, about my workshop, it's a workshop that we're gonna be working on limiting beliefs through expressive art. We call it From Limitation to Liberation. It's gonna be in person. at Beautiful Soul Agenda. And if any of our listeners are in Sydney and wanting to join, they can obviously find the details in your detail
Yeah, in
part.
the description, I will definitely share. Yeah.
Yeah, and but my Instagram page is Inner Diamondz with Z. My full name, obviously, also they can find me with my full name as Negin Shaygan. And my website also is innerdiamondz.com. And anything else I had to add? Or I've forgotten?
Now you got everything, and whatever we've forgotten, we can add to the description, so no worries at all.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, well, Nakin, thank you so much for your time, for your knowledge. And yeah, like I said, I truly enjoy this. Even though being therapist, I enjoy being your client and coming to your workshops because I have profound insights myself. And yeah, I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much. Your presence and your energy and your effort to create a change in this world and bring your authentic self is so inspiring, and it's so beautiful to be in your
it.
presence as well. So thank you for like going through these series and interviewing with different people, and it's amazing what you're doing, and keep up the good work, and I would be always cheering for you, and obviously love to see you every week in the classes. So
I'll be there. I'll be
that's
there.
amazing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. It is my hope that this conversation gave you some insights, maybe new perspective, or at least sparked your curiosity. Remember, there is no single path to healing. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you want to know more about me or any of my guests, you will find all the details in the description below. Together, we're creating space to heal, grow, thrive, and inspire.